All right. All right,
Here we
Aaron,
go.
brother. Yeah, we're recording. We live. So Aaron, brother, good to meet you, man. Good to fucking sit
Nice
down
meeting
with you.
you too.
Sit down, talk some heavy with you. Blood of Angels, man. Where do we start? Because that single, fucking what is it, Spillage?
Yes.
That was it hits you right in the fucking gut, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with how it turned out. I mean, it's a pretty simple song format. That quick 3.5 minute thing, but it was intended to be released as a single, so it was written as such. But yeah, I mean, mainly that main intro chorus riff. That just was something that just came into my head, and I just kind of built a little bit around on top of that, just to make one fast, hard hitting song.
Dude,
This is what I
and
really wanted to do at the time.
yeah, dude, and you guys hit hard.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
I love
That's the goal, man. That's how we
no.
do it here in the South.
Well, I mean, and you guys are from Tampa.
Yes.
So, we got brothers in Tampa representing. Hell yeah, man. Because fucking that's the death metal scene, man. That's the Cannibal Corpse, the
Hmm.
Obituary, all the classics,
Yeah, the Morbid
and
Angel.
Morbid
Yeah,
Angel.
yeah,
Man,
yeah. Um, no, it's a great scene. It's a great city. I mean, when I was a teenager here, it was really inspiring seeing those bands that were going from the local clubs and then all of a sudden touring all over the world, and
yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah.
deals at Roadrunner and everything. I mean, it was a very inspirational time. It was just kind of one of those things that, I didn't, you don't have to go to New York or LA, I
Yeah,
mean, it could happen right here in our hometown in Tampa.
yeah.
And, and considering it was coming up just on the heels of that. Everything was concentrated in LA, the Sunset Strip, that glam scene, or it was the San Francisco Bay thrash area. Everything was
Mhm.
really concentrated between LA and San Francisco. Whether you were more pop or glam, you're in LA. If you were, Metallica and Testament and Exodus and those, you were in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
And I think looking kind of at the history of it, besides the UK and and Europe, it was really like the first scene that exploded, that really got anywhere outside of that
Mm,
California 500 miles
yeah, yeah. No,
where bands
and
came from and really blew up into something in the United States. So
exactly.
it was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, no, no, it's there's a lot of history, man. That's where, the death metal really, really came out. And that's the shit I grew up on. That's, of course, thrash, it's always everyone's bread and butter. You know what I mean? As you said,
Yeah, oh,
Testament,
yeah, yeah.
Exodus, those guys, classic motherfuckers, but as you said, Morbid Angel, Obituary, like we like we're getting darker, we're getting heavier, and I love that shit. So I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
it's safe to say you guys are waving the flag, man. You guys are the next generation, the next group, the next guys that are coming out and still continuing that tradition, man. I love what I'm hearing, man.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I just love the blend, the death metal style, but also some of the other like groove heavy hitting bands, that are from our region of the country, like Pantera, Lamb of God, especially.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and even influence, and some of the other songs we're doing, by bands like Down or Corrosion of Conformity, and
Oh
things
yeah,
like that. The fine, a little bit of that groove
yeah.
center, and it's cool.
No, and I could actually hear that in your guys' sound a little bit with the rawness because it's very raw. It's very just like in your like that's what man, that's what I love the most too. It's just that raw, yeah, it's got some modern production, but it's still raw. You know what I mean? It's still heavy. There's
Yeah,
some reverb, there's some groove, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's how we are now. Not like like a lot of overproduction. It's basically just old school in a sense. Four guys, street clothes, using our actual names. Just playing heavy music. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It kind of goes back to that, a little bit of time of not so much theatrics to me and more upfront honesty.
Yeah. No, which is awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I mean, talk to me about, what's going on. What's going on with the band right now? I know we had the EP of Rise of the Fallen Gods coming out on 2017. It came out. How did you guys feel with that? Talk to me. Let's go.
Well, that one did really well.
Mhm.
That was the first line. That was the first lineup, with the exception of me. I had to change up the lineup. Sometimes life happens, and we all know that.
No.
But yeah, that did really well for us. Odin's Wrath kind of took off as a bit of an underground single. We got in a lot of internet radio play. Um, yeah, we won the Independent Music Award for Best Heavy Metal Hardcore Song
No,
in
nice, nice. Yeah.
2018. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that was up in New York and Lincoln Center, and that was a big honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
what's up,
I
man.
mean, so much so is when they announced when we won. I screamed "fuck" from the back of the theater because I couldn't believe it. As
You're like, oh,
coming
us? You're like,
to get the award. Yeah, yeah. No, it's just the thing is that the other nominees, you listen to them, and I mean, we were the only ones that like really threw down like any kind of what would be metal. Like some of the other bands, I mean, they were metal, but you could hear them in like regular rock station. You listen to the
Mhm.
song and you're like, oh, okay, well these guys would pair with like a Five Finger Death Punch, or
Mm.
something like that. They were like at in that direction,
Uh-huh.
and here we were with our song, which was kind of like a melodic death metal, kind of like something that I think like Dark Tranquility would have wrote, or Amon Amarth would
Mm.
write, among
No,
these
no.
more commercial sounding songs. And yet we ended up winning, and that was absolutely incredible. And
That's
that
what's
started
up, man.
opening the floodgates for with record labels and management companies and booking, etc. So we did do an album in 2020, The Failure of Faith. We just pulled it out of distribution from our old label, so
Ah,
we're getting
I
it
was
remixed and remastered.
I was literally just gonna get to that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's cool. Yeah, we're fucking talking, bro. It's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what was the approach? I mean, probably lineup changes, right? A lot of things go into play, especially when you're doing EP to EP, album to album, right? But what can you say would be the distinct differences for you between the two albums?
Definitely a lot of growth. Subject matter was really personal to me.
Mm.
It's that album I pretty much had my hands on from start to finish. Wrote the lyrics. Really had a direction musically, and the new guys, they came. Well, they're. I'll explain this real quick. There's a little segue. They're not really new guys. We've all known each other for years. It's just they
Uh-huh.
were new into the band.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, we really came together. We really came together as a team with a singular vision, idea, and just pushed it through. I mean, I always wanted to do a record that discussed religion, but I know many bands have touched this, but it's usually just you know the butchering of Christians, and
Yeah.
Satan, and all that other stuff. And
Yeah.
we did an album that was basically like, yeah, all of it's bullshit, including Satanism,
Hmm.
and that these organized religions have done nothing but manipulate and divide and harm humanity for their own power gain, based on mythological lies.
Yep.
And so I would say, I mean, I don't know of any other band who's really done it. Probably it hasn't. I hope to find out, but an actual like atheist record,
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah. And I
and attacking and going lyrically, going after things, using points in history and years, dates, numbers, references, things of actual research done by professors of theology. I mean, not those at the religious universities so much, but those from Harvard and Yale, and things,
accredited
who just
sources.
who just actually look at the numbers and the facts and the timelines and the dates,
Yeah,
instead of just studying the words and believing whatever it says.
yeah, yeah. And I love that, man. Pretty much, it says it all right there in the title. Failure of faith. I love it.
Hmm.
Like that speaks to me already. You know what I mean? And that was the whole point of like my band with Bernie Legion too, kind of like questioning religion. Not just one, all of them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah, because they're all
spirituality.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Exactly, man. You know, and that's not to bash anybody, you know what I mean? But it's just like when you really look at it from an existential point, from a musician point, right? Because we see deeper, we feel deeper, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I think more bands need to focus on, you know, the heart. I don't want to say it's a hard hitting issue. Well, it is a hard hitting issue, but in portraying that, man, you know, because we could, you know, we could bash this one, we could bash that one, but when you really have an approach and talk about all of it and really just put it out on the table, dude. Oh fuck yeah, dude, because people could resonate with that. Like, fuck, dude, it's not just them, it's not just them, it's all of them, right?
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. That's
Yeah,
amazing, man.
and it just goes like the whole satanic thing. I mean, that's all more shock value than anything,
Oh yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I mean, the reality and truth of it is that there's enough shock value in just pointing out the facts and pointing out the history and
Oh yeah.
pointing out the atrocities in itself. You don't need to go too over the top.
And you know what's the beauty about you guys is that the music matches the subject matter. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like the
Yeah.
music is heavy as shit. This is something that's heavy as shit. You know, something we got to talk about, man. So I fucking love it, dude. I commend you guys for that.
Thank you.
And we right next to you, brother. You know,
That's high praise. I
and
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, man. No, we right next to you on that subject matter.
Hmm.
You know, so, but I mean, talk to me about, you know, okay, we the guitar player, so I would be, it would be an injustice if I didn't ask anything about guitars. You
Okay,
know,
go ahead.
what gear wise, what's the axe of choice, what's the brands, talk to me.
I'm endorsed with Solar Guitars.
Oh, okay, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so that's where I am. That's very much where I am. I got four of them now. The main one I use is the V27. Basically, a
Oh,
really awesome short V. I would say 7 string Seymour Duncan pickups. Through neck, mahogany body, maple neck. It's fantastic.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they build. I feel they build very awesome guitars, and
yeah, yeah.
they've endured on tour.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, they kind of have to. You know,
Well,
I mean, no, these, I mean,
they've
because
been tested already.
yeah, they're battle tested, brother. They're battle tested because
Yeah,
I look at them and I'm like, damn, like, um, they're coming up, man. This is a company that's really coming up, and you know, if I wasn't such a Jackson guy, I would have been like, hey, what's up, Solar? What's going on? You know what I mean? You know, so
yeah, I get
okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I mean, Jackson's been building wonderful instruments for a long time.
Oh, it's that group of Fender, man. They know what they're doing, dude. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
and
I was playing
yeah.
ESP before Solar, before I got with Solar.
Nice, 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 nice. Which
Yeah.
model?
The main one mostly I had was the Stephen Carpenter edition. I really love
Oh,
that one.
oh, nice, nice. Is that a
Yeah.
maple neck or is that a
Yes.
yeah? Okay, bass player that knows his guitars. That's what's up.
Yeah. 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 I love
Um,
it. Yeah, it was the 7 string. It was an older model of theirs. I mean, I had it for like 12 years. I recently we recently auctioned it off for charity. We did an
nice.
autograph thing and recently auctioned it off. But yeah, I mean, it was a great guitar. I love it. I could see why he cranks it up and plays those things.
Oh
They're
yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. And what are you running through? What amp are we using? What's going on with that?
Amp for me, basically, here's how I came to this. I just keep it simple amp wise. It's the same amp I've been running for 21 years.
Mm,
It's a Crate GFX 212.
okay,
It's just a 100-watt combo, and it's really just used for power. I just run into an effects loop.
okay.
I kind of came to this when I did my first international tour I did in South America, where you had different backlines every time. So sometimes I had a cool like a JCM 800 amp or a Mesa dual rectifier. Sometimes I had a good amp like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Other
yeah.
times I'd have like this Ibanez half stack or even Sovtek. This was interesting.
Oh
Sovtek, some like
shit.
old school Russian made tube amp, and
Yeah,
that's what I
that's
had to deal with.
in South America.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
huh,
So
huh.
depending on the venue, sometimes there was no amp at all, and when it was running direct in the board.
Uh,
So what I started doing, and it's a thing I do, is basically I have a pedal board, and I just my tone and everything comes from my Zoom floor processor. Right now, I'm working with the G5. I
okay,
want to
okay.
upgrade to the G. I want to get the G11. But but I mean, it's great amp modeling. I mean, I do use the JCM 800 amp module in there, mixed with metal zone pedal and
Oh,
noise gate
nice.
compression and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I run from there into the effects loop. So the reason I started doing that is no matter what amplifier I have,
Hmm.
my tone and my sound and everything is the same.
Yeah.
So I don't have surprises from show to show, or I got to sit there and go, okay, well, shit. This show, all of a sudden, I got 2 levels of EQ, so I gotta, and I sit there for the next hour like tuning knobs and shit during the sound effects. And then here's the thing: there's like 5 other bands that come before us that are using the same amp, and they're adjusting and doing their crap. So by the time it's my turn to come up, to get up there and play, I have to
And
do
then
all this.
you gotta run shit
You
over
know,
too. Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I started doing it this way, where basically it's just I have everything in my processor goes right into the effects loop. I use a Digitech DT whammy pedal.
Oh,
You,
okay. The
yeah,
classic, man, classic.
yeah. Mostly the chromatic tuning side. It just makes
Mm,
things easier
yeah,
because I
yeah.
mean, like the failure of faith is like in 5 different tunings, so it makes it a lot easier if I can, just turn a knob and hit a pedal, and all of a sudden, okay, now I'm in it. Now I'm dropped a step. Now I'm in A. Now the song
It-
has to go to G.
yeah, yeah.
Etc.
That's
And then
that's crazy, dude. To do an album in 5 different dude. I'm struggling with two. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, I gotta do it in C. Fuck, I gotta do it in D. So damn, power to you, brother.
yeah. Well, the technology makes it possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
as opposed to having like 5 different guitars, it's a,
Oh,
the
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the chromatic tuner, I really highly recommend. I mean, they're just, I mean, sorry, I'm saying chromatic, polyphonic.
The yeah, yeah.
Polyphonic is the proper term. It just makes it a world easier. And then of course, Morley wah pedal. So
Okay.
that's basically my pedal board.
That's not too much, man. That's not too much. And I like it. I like how you said it. You keep it simple, right? Because I see some guitar players with just like a hometown buffet of just freaking pedals and just
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, brother, like you don't need all that, man. Like
Well, that's also the thing with the floor processors.
yeah,
Everything there: flangers,
exactly. It's
basses,
just
auto wahs. Yeah. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
just program another bank and add the effect to it. Whatever it is you want. Stomp on it. There you
yeah.
go.
What's up, everybody? Want to jump in really quick to tell you about one of my favorite brands and my brothers over at Heavy Defender Merch. Heavy Defender Merch products are a must-have for any heavy metal fan. Their banners, pins, and apparel is made from high-quality materials that feature bold, eye-catching designs that are truly to capture the essence of the metal lifestyle. The shirts are comfortable and durable as hell, man. The hoodies are perfect for when you're leaving the whiskey and it's fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, it's cold as shit. Heavy Defenders offers a great selection of products for any metalhead looking to represent their passion in freaking style. With unique designs and quality material, hey, check out HDM. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and that's always the best, dude. The simpler, the better, right? With my setup, I was just like wah, DI, distortion, maybe a gate here and there. That's it. That's all you need, man. Especially as a
Yeah.
bass player. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not Tool, we ain't doing all that shit. Yeah. But I mean,
Well, I mean, Tom Morello made all that stuff with like 3 or 4 pedals. So
exactly,
all those crazy
exactly.
stuff with Rage.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
exactly.
look at his pedal setup and you're like, he made his guitar sound like a DJ scratch board with just that.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah, man. Innovative, man. Innovative. But I mean,
Very much so.
speaking of guitar players, man, what are some of the motherfuckers that you were just like, hey, this is inspiration to me? Who are some of the guys that you draw from?
First and foremost, Randy Rhoads.
Okay. All
Randy
right.
Rhoads is the reason why I play guitar.
All right. All right.
It was my dad was a rocker metal guy, Blue Oyster Cult, Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, the Doors, and I mean those are the bands from the 70s, the
The
MC5.
greatest of all time, man.
Yeah,
The goats,
Cooper,
dude.
yeah. So so and my dad's still like a heavy music fan. It's great seeing my 68-year-old father like getting a mosh pit at a death metal show. It's
That
nuts.
that I am jealous, brother. I am jealous. I am jealous,
But
man. That's
yeah,
awesome.
but I was about 10 years old and he brought home the Randy Rhoads, Ozzy Randy Rhoads tribute vinyl.
Oh, no way.
And
Okay.
yeah, I heard that, and just something clicked in me that I wanted to play guitar, and it
Mm.
was really that album in that moment, and and everything about the guy, it's just incredible. Other influences, Kerry King, the Slayer, his
Of course.
attitude and his play style. I love that no bullshit, in your face, an unapologetic attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, same reason why I love Dimebag. Same thing. Great metal guitar hero.
Yeah.
James Murphy, who was here locally. Of course, he was in Testament,
Yeah. Yeah.
Obituary, Death. I'll do a slight name drop. He is a good friend of mine.
Oh, nice,
Um,
nice, nice, man.
yeah.
Nice.
He's
Yeah.
great. He's an incredible guy, incredible sharer,
When
very
he
humble, a
when he
good
did
human being.
the Gathering album, oh man,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
it, dude. That was like him, Lombardo, Steve, those guys. I was like, oh shit. Like
hmm
Testament went like from here to like even here. I was like, oh, you guys took the cake, man.
No, I
And
mean, yeah, and he's one of the, and he can be credited as one of the originators of death metal.
oh
The
yeah. Oh,
being guy.
definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
With Chuck Schuldiner, and
Yeah.
and he was also an Obituary too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The
So yeah,
classics.
I mean, he was a local hero of mine growing up, and it's cool that I've gotten to know him over the years.
That's what's up.
Um, and then the guy who made me want to go into playing a seven string in the first place. I mean, Dino Cazares, Fear
Ah,
Factory.
Fear
I probably
Factory,
botched his
man.
last name. I
We
apologize
all
if I
do.
did.
We all do. I
I
just go by. I
apologize if
just
I
tell them,
did,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was I mean, I liked Fear Factory, Sullivan, New Machine, and Demanufacture, but when they did that tour in the late '90s, I saw them when they came through with opening for Iron Maiden during that
Mm.
Bailey period
Hmm.
of Maiden. They were doing the X Factor album, and they
Yeah.
were the opening band, and just what I mean, the rhythm patterns and everything with the seven string. I'm like, oh, now I get it. You
Yeah.
know, now I get it.
Yeah.
Before I was just like, what's that? Is that really necessary, that string? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now
There
I
it is. You're like, there it is. We found it. We found
there it
it.
is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Because you heard Steve Vai, and that's more virtuoso stuff. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
fantastic, but it's not me. I like heavy in your face.
The
That
riffs.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That
Yeah.
more of a
Yeah.
style. And then there was Korn, which I mean is a really good band, but to me as an aspiring guitar player, I'm like, where are the scales? Where it's just it's just
Yeah.
little
Yeah. Yeah.
melody lines with just some chunky. But
To
then
get. Yeah.
I heard Fear Factory and what he was doing rhythmically and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, man, if I can incorporate that with some melody, that
Yeah.
melodic leads and stuff, that would be something.
No, I mean demanufactured, man. Was that I heard it when I was like shit, I think 16, 17, man. I was like, oh
hmm
man, this is it. Like this is the direction I want. This is because that was around the same time I was listening to heavier stuff, like that and at the gates, stuff like that, just the real heavy raw stuff. And that's when in the turn of the century we're gonna get some new type of heavy. You know what I mean? I like and kind of safe to say, like to me and just how I interpret it and I perceived it, like once Pantera ended, then all these other bands, came and just kind of picked it back up, with the heavy. Because there was after
True.
2000, after reinventing the steel, I don't even know who was gonna hold the title. You know what I mean? Who's gonna keep it going? Because reinventing the steel was just that's it. There was the cutoff, and then where do we go from here? And then we just got the European bands. We got Fear Factory, all these guys coming over here and just doing what they got to do, which was fucking
hmm
beautiful.
Well, that was my whole thing in the late '90s when the new metal thing became such a
Yeah.
thing in the United States. That's when I went to Europe for the first time. I mean, just as a tourist and a backpacker. And I was in Helsinki, Finland,
Mm,
And there was a concert at the time with Cradle of Filth. They just did the Midian album.
mm.
I think that's what it was around that time. And there was like In Flames and Dark Tranquility and another band I just really can't remember at the time. From Finland. I think it was like Amorphosis or something. But anyway, but I
Mm.
went there. It was the first time I heard that Gothenburg sound. That anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and every band, I knew who Cradle of Filth was. I was already a fan, but of the other bands, and every one of those three bands up to was just, it was fucking mind. It was absolutely mind blowing.
Mhm.
I mean, especially In Flames and Dark Tranquility, and I'm like, why is this not the big metal global movement? It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's. I mean, why are we listening to Disturbed and Corn when these guys are doing this?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly,
At a
exactly.
level that I don't think those bands could even imagine approaching.
No, no. Yeah, well, but, tomato, tomato, right? At least we got
True.
both.
I mean, at the end of the day, yes. Yeah,
Yeah, at the end,
absolutely.
it's again, it to me. It always comes back to also like the Megadeth Metallica situation. You know what I mean? We got both, dude. It's cool. They're both good. And
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and and with the, as you said, like the Dark Twin, but it was nobody knew about it. Like even like I found out about Arch Enemy by mistake.
Mhm.
I found out about Nevermore by mistake, and I'm like, oh, what? Like at the same thing, like why the fuck are you guys not paying attention to this shit? Like, like there's this.
Yeah, I mean, why isn't the marketing pushing this?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, talk to me about the band though. I want to know about the chemistry. I want to talk about the writing process, right? How do you guys get along? How do you guys do things, Because I know every band is different. Every band is different. Like, hey, I got a riff, let's do it. Or how's the process for Blood of Angels?
Well, let's say as a band, the four of us, I think we're in a very good place right now. I mean, and I know everybody says that, but I mean, it's not just lip service. I mean, it really, we really are in a good place. We've really evolved in the almost 5 years now of this particular lineup together. Like I said, in Failure of the Faith, pretty much I had like a lot of control, and I was kind of running things, and everyone just pulled together and got behind the idea and everything.
Mhm.
This album that we're working on now, we're going to be back in the studio May 13th to start this off. It's very much more collaborative.
Ah,
Randy is really doing the heavy lifting on the lyrics. Jonathan, our drummer, not only is a really good drummer, but I mean he also does fantastic like gothic industrial electronic music, and
oh, nice, nice.
things like that. So we're going to incorporate some of that element in the some, not completely of course, but in the some songs he's going to bring that skill in. Maggot, our bassist, has a really interesting song that it is heavy and classic death metal in its roots, but also has a bit of that funk edge to it at the same time,
Oh,
because he is a very good like slap pop funk bass player
oh,
too
they okay,
on
yeah.
top of it. So that element is coming in more. I mean, mostly everything is starting with the guitar, as the bass,
Mhm.
with me, but the everyone else's influence and everyone else's work is going to be way more apparent, in the future now.
Okay.
Now that we've been together, we've done an album together, we've done a couple singles, we've toured together, so we have learned each other basically now
Ah, okay.
at this point.
And that's where the chemistry's coming in. That's where the groove is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
grooving
and
together.
the communication has been really good, really seamless. Anytime anybody has anything to say, everyone is listening, and it's always in a calm frame. I mean, there's always the stories of bands, like one guy, goes, "Oh, that riff sucks," and then the other guy storms off, or there's a fight outside or anything. It's like, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we've all, discussing things rationally. So
yeah,
it's,
yeah, yeah.
I feel we're in a very good place right now. We're taking our time with this.
Nice.
We're not really rushing it. I mean, our goal is hopefully like by the beginning of next year, we'll be wrapped up, and maybe by, the spring we'll have the album out, and
Nice.
getting on the road and touring.
There we go.
So, and there've been a few tour offers already. I mean, we've stepped back from that right now, but it looks like if things are progressing in this way, the touring options are going to be fantastic
Okay.
for us to get
Nice.
on. Yeah.
Nice, man. And so with this next album, we already got a title. We're going with the same subject matter, kind of see what we're in the realm of that. What's going on with that?
No, we're sticking to a general theme, but no,
Okay.
we are changing up the subject matter.
Okay. Okay.
Like the first thing, we tackled, we did our version of a three-part story of Norse mythology. That was Rise of the Fallen Gods. The last one, we did the religion and where we stand on that. And I feel at this point, that's we made our point. That's been said.
Nice.
This,
I like that. Hey, we're here, motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, yeah. This next album, we've kind of did an amalgamation of four different languages. We call it Leonx de Tantano, the fear of death,
oh
mixing
wow.
languages of French, German, the Scandinavian, and Greek.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, yeah, just kind of a sentence using a word from each of those languages,
Okay.
just basically for no purpose other than creative licensing. But
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
yeah.
or to give it an
Yeah.
interesting title to talk about in interviews right now.
There you go. Hey, shit,
Yeah,
you got me hooked. I was like, really? That many?
y- yeah,
Yeah.
Leonce Nathantano, The Fear of Death. Basically, the album is after coming through COVID.
Mhm.
We also had some personal loss in the band. Jonathan's father passed away
Oh
since we did
man.
the last album, and I mean he was a wonderful, caring man. Not I mean not just being Jonathan's father, but the rest of us in the band. We
Yeah.
really got to know him, and wonderful person. So I mean this album will go out as a tribute to him,
Oh man, that's what's up. Look
and a
out for
tribute to anybody else who's lost those who they've loved over the last many years. The subject matter basically is going to be going through different ways we mourn culturally.
Oh wow.
All from ancient times to some of the more present times.
Yeah,
And yeah,
you guys are really hitting a unique subject, man. Very, very
mhm.
unique. I don't think you really talk about that in metal, in about grief and loss. That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, the
So,
one I could think of is like probably Trail of Tears by Testament, or whichever
yeah,
is right. Yeah, but I mean, this is
there's
an
that.
album.
And World Typo Negative's World Coming Down, I know, hit that a lot,
Mm,
that album.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, just basically you're just focusing on, because every culture has their way of saying goodbye, to their dearly departed.
yeah.
And I just said it was just a good time to do something that was a little more on the unifying scale, on the thing that we have all have in common. I mean, it's either we're all going to go at some point, and we've all dealt with of people in our lives who have gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
man.
it's an inevitability. It's a key part of life, and it's an inevitability, and it's just where we kind of are artistically at the moment too. But yeah, it's still going to be heavy. It's still going to be metal. It's still going to be what we do. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's going to be the subject matter.
Damn, that's gonna be heavy, man. That's gonna be. I'm gonna be like listening to be like, woo, with the feel,
Well,
with
yeah,
the
the one song we're working on now, "The Pain Inside." Yeah, it's yeah, I could see it possibly pulling on heart,
Eh,
possible heartstrings or
exactly,
you
exactly, and
know.
that's good though, man. That's the feels, brother. That's
Yeah,
metal,
it
man.
is.
That's
It
that's
is.
how it is with heavy music, man. There's heavy music. It's gonna make us feel one way or another. That's why we love it so much.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean it really hits in the primal sense,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah. Because I mean, with where you guys are you guys hit it though. You guys, hey, we're talking about theology, right? And then what's another part of theology? Well, kind of grief and loss. That's another
Right.
thing, and culture, as you said, cultures do it a different way. That's beautiful, man. That's shit. I wish I thought of that. No, I'm like, fuck, they're doing it already. Fuck it, whatever,
That's okay. There are a lot of times I've heard other bands and I'm just like, damn, shit, that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Oh, dude, there's so many times where I'm like, fuck, I wish I wrote that song. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, where was I? Oh, I wasn't born yet. Oh, that's right. Like, fuck, that's such a badass song. Because I was like, oh, it would be such a great idea to write a 9-minute guitar solo. Oh, wait, there's already a song. Oh, Freebird. Oh, okay, fuck, never mind.
You can still do it anyway. Just do it in
Yeah,
your
well,
own
exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's a good direction, brother. That's it. And how are the guys kind of like grooving with it? They feel like you guys are gonna go into the studio. You guys are gonna hammer it. You guys are ready to go for it, or you guys are gonna do the writing process in there.
No, I mean we're doing the writing process outside of the studio.
Gotcha.
Honestly, that's the only way we can afford to do it.
It's shit. Who you telling?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Taylor Swift budget. Just a minute, hell, we don't even have a Cannibal Corpse budget. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's we just about have half the album written.
Okay.
So I like to do one, go in the studio and do one song at a time. Just do all the parts and focus on that one song, get that done, get that honed in, and then move on to the next one. So I feel we're pretty far along in the writing process that once a month we can go and lay down a song.
Yeah.
And then of course continue writing the rest of the album. So
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Hey everybody, jumping in real quick just to let you know about today's sponsor, Metal and Iron. Are you a gym goer? Do you like listening to metal? Do you like lifting heavy? Well, Metal and Iron's got you covered with shirts and designs that are there to let people know that you're about the heavy lifestyle. None of this Gymshark shit, none of this Adidas, Nikes, nah, you're there to lift the heavy shit. So check it out. Use the code BEYONDHEAVY for 15% off and let them know Mayhem sent you.
So you guys already got the groove. You guys are ready to go, man. I love it. I'm gonna be on the lookout for it, man.
awesome. Yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No, and I'm glad I got to sit down with you, dude, and just kind of hear what's on the other side of the country,
Oh, I
You,
know.
know,
Well, yeah, you're in Riverside. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm
yeah.
planning on being in San Francisco probably in August.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know California pretty well? Have you kinda?
Pretty decently. Southern California mostly. I mean, I've gone to LA quite a bit and did some shows there. I was there a year ago subbing in as a rhythm guitar player for a band that was on tour that needed a second guitar player. So he played at the Universal Bar and Grill down there
Oh, okay.
near
Okay.
Universal
Yeah.
Studios. Yeah, that was about a year ago, and that was a fun experience.
Yeah.
I love coming to Southern California.
Yeah. It's good to visit, but staying here, it's hell.
Yeah, no, I know. One, I couldn't imagine. I mean, financially affording to live there. No, I got my roots here, in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even though we got kind of the guy who's starting to, who seems to be spending all his energy attacking Disney World right now instead of solving the state's problems, but which a lot of us find funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good advantages, of living in Florida compared to many other places.
Oh yeah, trust me, I'm planning to move. Like, yeah. Not even just like music wise or anything. It's just like, dude, California is like when people are like, oh, it's so nice over there, dude. All we have is Disneyland, in and out, and traffic. That's all we have. We're not, we're nothing special, man. We're nothing special. Yeah, we got some music here and there, but there's music everywhere now, man. Like as you said, dude, we got Florida, we got Texas, we got Texas is booming right now. I don't know those crazy motherfuckers. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah, and you got the upper Midwest and Michigan especially.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's we've done shows up there with a lot of great things, Wisconsin and Michigan.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. No, hey,
the
Wisconsin's
bands from
coming
up
up.
that area.
Wisconsin's coming up. They're quiet, man, but they're coming up, dude. Which I'm glad. I'm
Yeah, I
glad.
mean, we did a tour with a three-piece band called Reflections of Flesh from up there in Wisconsin, and
Hmm.
I mean, besides, I mean, talk about a three-piece of powerful, heavy death metal, you know. But I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, great guys on the road too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, three pieces, man. You can't fuck. When you see a three piece, you already know. Hey, we don't fuck with them.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you already know not to fuck. Because like most great bands are three pieces. You know what I mean? Like Rush, Grand
Hmm.
Funk. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers are just powerhouse. Like those guys know what they're doing. Like technically, you guys are a three piece too, right? Like the instruments are a three piece.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're a three-piece instrument. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
as we
yeah.
can
We have
hear.
separate vocals. Yeah. And that was kind of by design because for me, like I always love a show when the vocalist can just basically like do the vocals and be the hype man and be the energy guy, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
running around, you know, the crowd and everything, you know.
I mean, and especially for you guys, do you find it like if you were to have a second guitar, it wouldn't be the same? It would, or how did that come about? With just like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna just stick with this. I'm just gonna do the guitars.
It does make the writing more streamlined.
Gotcha.
That's for sure easier. Also the other thing is not necessarily me, but our bass player Maggot, I say he's the virtuoso of the band.
Ah,
He
ah.
is he does some really incredible things on top of the riffs. I mean,
Hmm.
with the tapping, playing with octaves, things like that. He, you know, and the other thing is, I feel like having a second guitar player would kind of bury what he does a bit.
Ah, I
And
gotcha.
what he and you know, I brag about the guy all day, and rightfully so. But what he does is really special, and I just always feel people really, you know, the audience really needs to hear that bass come through.
Every guitar player needs to learn from you because they'll be like, oh, he's just oh, he's just a bass player. Oh, fuck him. So kudos to you on that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
He's giving the
Uh,
bass players some love, because
Seriously, I mean, I believe
yeah.
I've said it many times. If he had an opportunity to have been in like a Morbid Angel or can, you know, one of the bigger bands out of the scene, or you
Mhm.
know, a bigger band, I wholeheartedly believe like people would be putting him, talking about him in the same breath as like Alex Webster or even Steve Harris as that level of a bass
Oh
player,
wow.
because he is
Oh,
that kind of, I mean, yeah, he is that kind of talent.
yeah. No, and you
You know.
could hear it, man. You could hear it. And the track that I heard, man, I'm like, you could hear him. You
Yeah.
have the clanks are there, the rumble is there. I'm like, these guys get it. These guys fucking get it. Because once you could hear the bass, that's when I know this band knows what they're doing. Right?
Right.
They're not, because if you hear these new bands and some other bands, they're hiding the bass. The bass is behind the drums. And I'm like, brother, come on. No, 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 no. This is like that's 75% of the heavy right there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Exactly.
know you're all set with your mids and your bass, but let the bass come in, let it do its thing, man. And they get
Hmm.
buried, dude. And it's like, fuck, they need love. Yeah,
Oh, most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Most
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But as an Alex Webster, dude, that's a high regard, brother.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
that's a high
Yeah.
regard.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I would, like I said, I always said it. If he got in a band like that, yeah, I really believe he'd probably be on most people's top 10 list
That's good,
for
man.
metal
That's good.
basis.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe he's that kind of a talent.
Damn, man. That's great, dude. Because
Especially
I
his
yeah.
energy on stage. I mean, he's the oldest of us, but man, he works it like a nut, you
Oh
know?
shit, really? Oh damn.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Because I don't know. Because like I see Alex Webster on stage, right? We've all seen him, right? Let's just be
Of
honest.
course.
He's just there. He's doing his thing, right? Kind of like a John Entwistle. Just like, all right, I'm just headbanging. Cool. But he is playing some very intricate shit.
True.
Very complicated shit. I'm like, dude, I would have to sit down. I'm surprised he's even standing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know.
but yeah, I mean, he's another one. He's been at that level for decades, you know, and just
Yeah.
keep getting better and better.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like it's good to see them, continue to do the things that they do. And then it's funny that we're mentioning them because I was, just reading into more of what happened with Pat O'Brien, you know what I mean?
Mm,
And it's just like,
yeah,
damn, dude, I hope he gets all the help he needs, man, because dude, the Wretched Spawn was just that was death metal,
yeah.
that was the album that really set everything off, man. That was the one that was like, holy shit. With Frantic Disembowelment and him playing, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, fuck that shit. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but as far as like replacements go, I don't. They couldn't get any better than Eric Rutan. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah. No, 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 no.
you
And
know,
hey, and kudos to him for finally getting that endorsement with BC Rich, man.
right?
Took him 20 years. Took him 20 years to give him the call, but fuck it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, with Eric, oh no, man, with this latest album, they were slamming, dude. It's
Hmm.
they're like the AC/DC of death metal, dude. Just consistent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, very
yeah,
very much
yeah,
so.
yeah, brother. Yeah, yeah. So, got to put a pin on it today, Aaron, brother.
Okay.
Thank you so much, man. I fucking love talking to you, dude. I know we could talk about death
Same
metal
here.
all fucking day.
You're right about
Yeah,
that.
we could do a
You're
whole
right about
episode on
that,
that
without
shit,
a
man.
doubt.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, where can people find you? Do we got merch? What's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything you can find at bloodofangels.net. That's our official website. There's merch on there, music, the checkout. If you want to purchase the download, it's all there at a very very low price. Um, also you can find us on Facebook at our handle at Blood of Angels One, Instagram Blood of Angels, YouTube Blood of Angels. Yeah, check out our new lyric video for Spillage. We just dropped it about a week ago. So
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, it's I mean, I know it's a lyric video, but we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
it really reflects the song. Yeah.
Yeah, man. People,
So
people, people got to read them too, man.
oh yeah, it's very
Yeah,
very
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like to me, it's like a little short story. I'm like, ah, nice. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, brother.